What's the best zombie map ever made? How does Modern Warfare 3 zombies stack up to all of the round-based maps? Today we are ranking every single Treyarch Zombies map on the 10th episode of the Mystery Box Podcast. Good morning, you beautiful people. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. Welcome to the 10th episode of the Mystery Box Podcast. Today we are doing something a little bit different. We're ranking every single Treyarch Zombies map here up until Modern Warfare Zombies. I thought right before Black Ops 6 this could give some great insight into my own perspective of what I think of these zombies maps, what makes a good zombie map versus a not so great zombies map, and I just thought this would be really fun. And before you flame me in the comment section below, because you are definitely going to, I just want to give my preface here. One of the things that makes zombies so special is that all of these maps have so many different aspects to them, and people latch on to different things that they like about different zombies maps. And I challenge you, if you are just appalled by my list, go look at your favorite zombies YouTubers list, because I guarantee you, you're not going to agree with their list either. The game mode of zombies has so many different aspects that we can all love in different ways, shapes and forms and all that stuff. So let's get into the criteria that I'm going to be ranking this on. The way I think about these things is, if I was stranded on a deserted island all by myself and I can only have this map, how much would I enjoy that map in isolation? If I had to choose between this map and another map, which one would I rather have on that stranded island? Or which one would I delete forever and hold on to for forever? It's not the best system. Of course, there's going to be some emotional aspects too, but that's just kind of how I'm thinking about this. So let's jump right into it with Nacht Der Untoten. Now, there are going to be some people who say you can't criticize Nacht Der Untoten. It was the first zombie map ever. It was the most revolutionary because it introduced zombies. I am not of that mindset. I am of the mindset of, hey, today, tomorrow, if I were to play Nacht Der Untoten, would I enjoy it? And personally, I'm going to put Nacht Der Untoten in the meh category. And it should be lucky to be there instead of being in the not good category. No pack-a-punch, no perks, no Easter egg. I mean, high rounds are kind of boring, definitely boring, really slow on this map. The only thing keeping it from not good, in my opinion, is that it has a couple of decent high round strategies, and this is going to be really terrible for you. The Black Ops 3 version is my favorite version because you can have gobblegums and perks, and you can get double pack-a-punch, and you can just train in that one spawn area with Deadwire, and it's really it's calming. It's a nice, calming, vanilla, meh, normal. This might be a better, like an average. This is a good average category. It's a good average zombie map right there, which is better than what we can say with Verruckt here, because Verruckt is going to go into the not good category. Similar reasons to Nacht Der Untoten. This is World at War here. Obviously, I'm taking a look at all these different versions. Black Ops 3 would be my favorite because you got the Wonder Fizz and the Pack-a-Punch and all that stuff, but still, the main reason I'm putting it in this not good category is mainly because I suck at Verruckt. This is the first thing, I'm gonna be honest here, I'll take this one as an L because this is me being mad because I'm bad. I have seen people do strategies where they're training in Verruckt for high rounds. I've done the Wonder Waff where you're spamming gobblegums in the kitchen and trying to get to round 50 and all that stuff. I've done that before, but outside of that, Verruckt is just not my thing. It's really difficult, really close quartered, not a lot of good, fun, high round strategies on there. Obviously, not a lot of side quest or Easter eggs or all that sort of stuff. So first map going into the not good, spoiler alert, there's not a lot of maps that I'll put in this category. Shi No Numa. Shi No Numa from Black Ops 3, Black Ops 1, or World at War. A very, very difficult map to rank here. Again, similar to Nacht Der Untoten, where it has some good training strategies out here. Black Ops 3 version has Pack-a-Punch and gobblegums and a Wonder Fizz machine, so it's okay. I've kind of fallen out of love with it ever since Shi No Numa Reborn came out and kind of showed me a little bit better version of it, but am I going to put it in the good category? I definitely think it's underrated. Honestly, I think I'm going to put it in the average category. I just don't feel a lot of excitement. You know, it doesn't really make me excited to play this map. So yeah, we're going to keep it on average. I will put it above Nacht Der Untoten though, because I feel like it is better with a little bit more strategies. It's a little bit more fleshed out. I think I like the atmosphere a little bit better, and obviously I like Hellhounds too, so it's a little bit better than Nacht, but not that much. Moving on to Der Reise. Is Der Reise as good as people say? Yes, it actually is. It's the box standard formula that all zombies maps adhered to throughout the entirety of at least Black Ops 1 and moving forward. It established perks, well, it didn't establish perks, but pack-a-punch, high round strategies, camping. There's a lot of iconic things on Der Reise. That being said, we have the Giant coming in. Well, actually, no, the Giant's pretty similar. I'm actually going to move this down to good. It has the Flytrap Easter egg, but I don't know. It's just more modern maps. That's the thing. When I use my criteria of like, hey, I'm only going to use or have this map on a stranded island, there's not a lot of things to do on Der Reise. Even though amazing map for training, amazing map for learning how to play zombies, it has some great aspects to it. But I just think there's a lot of maps that do a lot of things better than Der Reise. Kino Der Toten. This is going to be a very, very controversial pick here. I like Der Reise more than Kino Der Toten. I think there's more interesting training strategies. I like the pack-a-punch better. Kino Der Toten feels so bland that it almost feels like an average map. Now, there's a little bit of a valley in between Shi No Numa and Kino. I just don't know if Kino's a good map, right? It's gotta be, right? We're gonna change this at the very end. We're gonna review all of these maps after I've ranked all of them, and we'll come back, don't you worry. So your favorite map or this ranking might change at the end of the video here. I'm gonna keep Kino in the good category, but I'm gonna put it behind Reise. Now that being said, there's a lot of people who now prefer 5 over Kino, which I can definitely see why. I like the Pentagon Thief. I definitely think those rounds are interesting. I like the atmosphere, or at least the setting of 5, and obviously the characters are pretty fun on 5. But the fact that Black Ops 3 has a better version of Kino with alternate ammo types and, you know, better systems and gobblegums, I feel like it's just gonna go above 5. You know what, 5? I might even put an average down here. I'm not a big 5 fan. I know, it's really weird. It's not a bad map. These are not bad maps whatsoever. It's just not my thing. Now, do I like Ascension more than any of these maps here? Ascension, again, great training spots. I do really like the monkey rounds. I like how they switch up and make you use your perks. I love the pack-a-punch where you have to launch the lunar or the rocket and they can shoot it down. It's just, it's a very fun map. It's very fun. This is one of my, I think this is my first round 100 map too. I think I'm gonna put it above Reise. I think I am. I think I'm going to. It's not great yet, but it's still in the good category. Call of the Dead, same thing, same in this era here. Is it better or worse than Reise? Better or worse than Ascension? It might be better than Ascension. It's a pretty fun map, but then again, pretty simple power, pretty simple pack-a-punch. George Romero is way overhated. I feel like he is a perfectly fine zombie or boss zombie here. I think I'm gonna put Call of the Dead under Reise, but definitely above Kino Der Toten for sure. I love the Scavenger though. The Scavengers are a lot more fun than the Wunderwaffe here. This is a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. Shangri-La is also going to be a really weird ranking here. It's not, I love, it's one of the most beautiful zombie maps. I love the baby gun. I love the setting, the Easter egg. It looks amazing with the eclipse and all that stuff, but the lack of real high round training strategies. It's very similar to 5, where it's really limited in the strategies you could do. I think I'm gonna put it under Kino, but definitely above 5. That is tough. Now, here is a map that you are first going to see a bias from me. This is definitely something that's not as objective, but Moon, I think, is a great map. It might be one of my favorites just because, and this is the only reason here, I'm just being transparent, I love space and I love the idea of being on a different planet and seeing the atmosphere and all that stuff. I just love Moon so much because you're on the moon. I love the low gravity, especially in Black Ops 3. I guess that's a good preference. A lot of these Black Ops 1 maps, the most gameplay I have with them is on Black Ops 3 in the Zombies Chronicles or in the custom map remake of Call of the Dead. So that could be a little bit biased here. It's definitely a little bit biased here, but I love Moon. You know, especially the slow astronaut coming at you. I just think that's a great little pressure. I know it's really annoying with the excavators that block everything, and it's pretty tedious, but man, I just have such a special place in my heart for Moon. I love it. It's the first one to go in the great category. I know that's way crazy for a lot of people. Tranzit is getting a bit of a resurgence here. Lots of people defending Tranzit nowadays. I think, objectively speaking, I just can't see this as a good zombies map. It's got some great ideas. I love the concepts of it, don't get me wrong, it's nostalgic to play on it with the bus and going to all the different stations, but when you're thinking about what map do I want to play, Tranzit is just the furthest thing away from that to me. Like, it's just got the power and the pack-a-punch and the high rounds. It's just everything about Tranzit is so tedious and takes so much time. It's just so long before you get to the actual fun of zombies. I still think Tranzit is actually the worst zombie map we have. Well, maybe not the worst zombies map. Actually, probably not the worst zombies map anymore. But it's among the worst zombies maps we've ever had, I think, unfortunately. Nuketown is kind of just like these. It's a good map. I'm gonna say Nuketown's good. The random perk spawns kind of make it a little bit more interesting. I think it goes above Shangri-La. Does it go above Kino Der Toten? I think it might. I think it might live around here. I don't think it's better than Reise. I like it around here, kind of around Kino. Do I want it above or below Kino? I'm gonna go above just because I think it's a little bit more interesting of a setting and all that stuff. Plus, you get round 25, you get that fun little Easter egg with the eyes turning blue and whatnot. So that feels pretty good for Nuketown. Rise has been growing on me over the past year or so. With Rise Remastered supposedly coming out at some point in time, I've gone back, I've played it here and there every once in a while, and honestly, it's not as bad as I remember. Yes, waiting for elevators is very annoying, The 2-hit down system is pretty unforgiving for me still because I started mainly in Black Ops 3, but this is probably my most nostalgic zombies map. This is where I basically learned zombies. This is where I learned to train. I love training in the Buddha room. I love the jumping jacks. I love the free perk you get from that. I think this is definitely above 5. I think I'd rather play this over Shangri-La. This is crazy. I put Die Rise in the not good category last time I did this. Would I rather play Die Rise or Kino Der Toten? Oh my goodness. I think no. It's got the Sliquifire though. Am I really this blinded by nostalgia? My goodness, I'm having a crisis right now. It's definitely not better than Reise. It's definitely in this area somehow, but I think I'd rather play it than Nuketown, especially because you have the refrigerator on there. You have the bank system on there, which I know undercuts the difficulty of these zombies maps, but like, if I'm just looking to play some zombies, I could go in a game of Die Rise, get some cash, get all my perks, and get set up pretty decently well, get the trample steam. The trample steam's fun. I like it. Die Rise is up there. It's not better than Reise, but it's definitely up there. Dang it, man. I can't believe I put it there. And here we go. This is where things definitely get easier. Mob of the Dead. I haven't played, believe it or not, I haven't played this a lot, but from what I have played, I absolutely love it. I think it's a great map. Definitely could be one of my favorites, but I don't think I've got enough game time into this. I definitely think it deserves to be up there with my favorites, but it's going to be the first like great map, going to be approaching my favorites for sure. Buried. I don't have much to say because I haven't played Buried. I really haven't. I mean, I've jumped in the map a couple times to get some footage and muffed about, but I don't think I've ever, I know I haven't ever pack-a-punched. I might have gotten the Paralyzer once just out of the box, but I was like, again, for like 5 minutes or something. Haven't played Buried, can't rank it on here. I'm sorry to break your hearts, but there you go. It'll be a fun video in the future to go back and revisit Buried, I think. Now, please forgive me for what I'm about to do. Origins is a great map, but it is actually not one of my favorites. It's better than Moon. I'll definitely take it over Moon. Would I take it over Mob of the Dead though? I think Mob of the Dead wins out because it has some more training strategies. That's a big thing for me. I love training zombies. That's one of my favorite things. I love just chilling, relaxing, having a good training strategy. So I think Mob of the Dead beats Origins. I think Origins is pretty overrated. I think the mud, the Templar zombies always turning off pack-a-punch is really annoying. I feel like the lack of training spots really hampers the map. It definitely feels like the map was made for the Easter egg, which is awesome. I feel like the Easter egg is great. Love watching people do it and the pieces to it. It's one of the most in-depth zombie maps we will ever have, and definitely one of the best zombie maps of all time for sure. But I think the ideas introduced in Origins were later done better in other zombies maps. So it's kind of like Nacht Der Untoten, where Nacht Der Untoten is a great first step. Reise is a first step, but other maps after that did what it tried to do better. That's my justification. We're moving on to Shadows of Evil. It's one of my favorites. Am I biased because Black Ops 3 was one of my first zombie games where I really learned and practiced zombies? Again, Die Rise was like where I first learned, but then Mob of the Dead came out, fun story, Mob of the Dead came out, and I was like, this is so complex, this is so confusing. I don't want to have to do an Easter egg just to do pack-a-punch and all that stuff. But later in Black Ops 3, I learned in Shadows of Evil, and I said, oh, these little side quests and Easter eggs are actually really fun, and there's a story, and there's all these different things to do. It's more than just killing zombies, and I think Shadows of Evil was the first time seeing that, and I really love it. It's got some great high-round strategies, a great wonder weapon. Main quest, I've done it once, twice here, there. It's nothing crazy, but I like the story of it. Really fun. Definitely one of my favorites. I feel really confident with putting it there. The Giant. Very difficult to separate this from Reise here. Kind of mechanically, I feel like it's basically the same. It's got ammo mods or alternate ammo types. I know a lot of people will say they prefer Reise, but again, me starting with Black Ops 3, I really like the quality of life features that Black Ops 3 had, so the Giant is definitely above Reise for me. Even though I know the characters and the context and all that stuff, Reise, there's a lot of heart behind Reise, and I very much appreciate that, but I just that's not in my brain. Honestly, I think I might bring Call of the Dead back down a little bit here. Just thinking about it, I feel like Call of the Dead is really big and has a lot of fluff, and it's just, you know, the Giant and Reise, even though they're smaller maps, I feel like they're a little bit tighter. I feel like they're a little bit more focused. Yeah, I think we're going here. I think this is what we're sticking with. Now, Der Eisendrache, again, one of my favorites up here, definitely one of my favorites, but it's kind of losing me a little bit lately. You know, there's not a lot of things. I mean, okay, we've got bows, we've got the Ragnaroks, we've got the main quest and all that stuff. The side quests in Der Eisendrache, I feel like are pretty lacking. There's the Panzer helmet, which I rarely do because I don't feel like it's all that, I don't know, that's kind of on me. The biggest one is the plunger, where you have to go back in time and do all this stuff, and you have to start the Easter egg to do a bunch of these side quests, and I don't know. It's just, lately, it's kind of losing its charm for me. I'm not the biggest fan of its atmosphere, don't get me wrong. Love the castle, feel like the castle's really good, but I feel like other maps have a better atmosphere. You know, just a snowy atmosphere is not my thing. Now, this one is another one where you're gonna roast me. Zetsubou no Shima is criminally underrated. It's a great map, if not one of my favorites. The hard point about this now, the thing that's really difficult for me is I'm putting Zetsubou no Shima over Origins. And Mob of the Dead is really freaking me out here. Really, I want to put Mob of the Dead and I haven't played all that much, but it's hard to tell. I understand Zetsubou no Shima is far more simple than Origins in terms of it doesn't have 4 different wonder weapons and the main quest doesn't take a huge long amount of time. But playing it, especially this year for a couple of videos that I did, it really made me appreciate how brilliantly designed it is. The power and the pack-a-punch and the atmosphere and even the Easter egg really lets you immerse yourself in this map, and the cutscene, and then the boss fight arena you get after the cutscene and after the main quest, and the training spot you get there. There's some good training spots. You got some fun side quests like the spider boss fight. I like it better than Origins. I don't feel bad about it anymore. The spider boss fight, all these different side quests. The KT4 upgrade is fun, except for the challenges you need to do. The Masamune is awesome. I think that's a great wonder weapon, Slicker-Fire-esque type of thing. The School of Non-Sapwe is fun to get. I very much. And then the Distant Monster Easter egg at round 50, Zetsubou, I love it. It's underrated. It's gonna be controversial, but I love it. That being said, Gorod Krovi, I just think has to be, again, one of my favorites. Definitely above Zetsubou, definitely above Mob of the Dead, at least for me personally. Again, like I said, I haven't played much Mob, but Gorod Krovi is slowly, like, it's almost better than Eisendrache, if you ask me. Like, it's getting there. Like, the last couple times I've played, I feel like it's a little bit more replayable because in Eisendrache, you have the 4 different bows, but you only get to use one at a time, whereas in Gorod Krovi, you get the shield, you get the dragon strike controller, you get the gauntlet of Siegfried, you've got the upgrade to the dragon's shield, you can upgrade your dragon strike controller, and it's so much fun. You got the PPSH on there, you've got the dragons flying around. It's just, there's a lot of things to do. There's a lot of fun casual things, there's lots of fun side quests, there's lots of fun, the holdout, the pack-a-punch is really good. I really like the Graph module setup for the power. It really, again, immerses you in. I love the giant robots and the atmosphere. I like it more than Eisendrache. Man, I like it more than Eisendrache, don't I? I'm surprised at how high Die Rise is and how low Eisendrache is. I'm almost gonna kick this down behind Zetsubou. But anyway, moving on to Revelations. Now, if you asked me in 2018, 2019, Revelations would have been way up here. Great map. I feel like, and I still feel this way a little bit here, I feel like Revelations is the simplest map in the Blundell era in terms of, it was almost like the basic formula of a Blundell map. You got the 4 different pillars that you have to turn on power with, and you've got this giant Apothicon, you've got all these powerful things, Thundergun, DG4s again, Apothicon Servant again, and it was really simple, really not a whole lot of complexity like it was in Zetsubou, and I was like, this is a great, just solid, casual zombies map, and I definitely would have put it here way back in the day. However, today, it's fallen a little bit. It's definitely fallen below Origins, and it's around Moon. I definitely actually think it's above Moon here, so I think that's where it's going to go. I think it's better than Ascension. I think it's better than the Giant because, like I said, it's got a little bit more complexity, more wonder weapons, more stuff to do, more side quests, and the wall running for the free perk. It's just got a lot of charm. I love the atmosphere of it. I love the culmination of all of the different zombies maps that we had seen so far into this one map. I know a lot of people say that that's lazy and it's like, it's not an original map. That's one of my that's one of my biggest pet peeves, is when they say we haven't had an original map since Gorod Krovi, or Revelations doesn't count as it counts as a remake. I'm like, please tell me, which map do I play instead of Revelations that I would get the exact same experience as Revelations on? Revelations is a unique map with an amalgamation, culmination of all the other maps, and it's absolutely beautiful, and it's exactly what the audience was asking for at the end of Black Ops 3. So definitely have a soft spot in my heart for that. Obviously, the main quest isn't that great. It's got a lot of different high round strategies, so it's really one of the easier maps for sure, but definitely think it's up there close to Moon. Now, this is where we start getting difficult. That's a lie. This whole list has been difficult. Voyage of Despair. I recently played Voyage of Despair, and I really enjoyed myself. I definitely think it's a good map. I definitely think I would rather play it other than Ascension. I think I'd rather play it than Moon, and I think I'd rather play it than Revelations. This is about where I expect it to be. I think it's a great map. I love the Stoker. I love the Kraken. Dude, it's a simple power switch. It's a simple Pack-a-Punch setup. The Kraken then is just 4 soul boxes that you do after you kill the Stoker, which Stoker is one of my favorite bosses on there. I love the atmosphere of the map, or the setting of the map more so. A lot of people get confused with the map layout, but all it is a 3-lane map set on its side. So you think about the 3 lanes and it's just top, middle, bottom, and that's really all it is. So it's really, it's not that complicated to me. It's got a lot of different side quests, a lot of different things you can do. I think I'm happy with it above Revelations. I'm pretty happy with that. 9, this is where I feel like before I would have put the Black Ops 3 maps above 9 just easily, but now I definitely am thinking about putting 9 a lot higher. Man, Eisendrache might be losing me here. 9 shouldn't work. I put this video out when Black Ops 4 first released, but 9 shouldn't work. With the amount of boss zombie spam, there's not a lot of training spots, but just the environment and the wonder weapon and the quests, and you could do the fire immunity quest, and you have this sprawling thing, and the Easter egg. I think I like this Easter egg more than Eisendrache's Easter egg. You've got the trials for a free perk and a free self-revive. You've got the free perk Easter egg. I think is this better than Gorod Krovi? If I was stranded on an island, and I only could choose between Gorod Krovi and 9. I'm gonna keep it underneath Gorod Krovi for now. But this is where we start getting into treacherous territory, because now the map in my brain is intermingling with the systems of the game itself. Like, Black Ops 4 systems are different, because I was thinking, oh, high round strategies in 9, you have a health cap. The health cap's at 35, so a lot of the weapons are more useful and viable, and you have the different difficulties, so you could play casual on 9, and that's a much different experience, and then you play hardcore. But then the Easter egg is a lot of fun, and the specialists and the camel grind and the replayability of the perk system. It's tough. It's tough. I'm gonna keep it below Gorod Krovi, but that's really close for me. Blood of the Dead. If you haven't known, I've been saying it a lot lately. Blood of the Dead has been growing on me. Absolutely been growing on me. I think it's a great map. Definitely would rather play Blood of the Dead over Revelations. Definitely would rather play it over Voyage of Despair. This Origins is stuck here, isn't it? That's just, it's in my brain. That's getting stuck right there. Nope, this is good. That was actually a pretty easy placement right there. Yeah, I'd rather play Zetsubou. Zetsubou's tighter. It has better mechanics. Blood of the Dead has some weird mechanics like the Hell's Retriever, Hell's Redeemer. Both of those things are worse than the equipment that you get because of Black Ops 4 perks, or not perk system, but the equipment system, so that's really weird. I love the side quests. I love the steak knife. I love the hidden melee weapons. I love the traps and the themes and the jump scare, and there's just so much to love about Blood of the Dead. Definitely better than Voyage. Not as good as Origins. That's tough. That's tough for me, but I think it's gonna stay right there. Classified is another great map. I am gonna put right in the same area here. Definitely better than Revelations for sure. I love the Pack-a-Punch. I love how you go into Area 51 like you are like you did on Moon. I love clearing out the debris there every 3 rounds. You get a bonfire sale. I wish it had the Pentagon Thief. Dogs are fine, but they're just dogs, so I'm not the biggest fan of them. I love the expanded map. I like the shield being in there. I love the round. I like the idea of the round 150 Easter egg. Why it wasn't 115, why it wasn't the round 115 Easter egg is beyond me, but I do like the idea of that Easter egg, and hearing Ultimus again, especially with Samantha talking to Richtofen, it was just a breath of fresh air. Do I like it more than Blood of the Dead? It's somewhere around here. It's somewhere around here. I think I'm gonna put it above Blood of the Dead, just for now, and then we can revisit that a little bit later. Dead of the Night. You either love it or hate it, and I happen to love it. I love Alistair's Annihilator. I absolutely love the main quest. The scratch mark step is not that bad. I love the boss fight. I love the atmosphere. I love just setting up on this map, the stake, or the whatever you call it, the special melee. I love the secret wonder weapon. Vampires, werewolves, they're awesome, except I wish they did nerf the vampires a little bit. I feel like I have more to play with on Dead of the Night than I do Der Eisendrache. This is blowing my mind. I love silver bullets giving all the weapons infinite ammo. I love the multiple upgrades. I love the secret behind the bookshelf Easter eggs. I love the secret wonder weapon. Yeah, and I like the main quest more than I like Der Eisendrache. I do. I like Dead of the Night. I do. Now, as much crap as I'm giving Der Eisendrache right now, Ancient Evil, one of my favorite maps of all time. We're not even gonna dilly-dally. No drama here. As much as I've been dogging on Der Eisendrache for not having much to do, this is, again, kind of like Moon, this is where I'm a little bit biased. Ancient Evil's main quest and its boss fight and its atmosphere and its story and the hands and just how the setting and the environment of Ancient Evil is just so much better than any of these maps that we have ever seen. You can interact with items around the map, and it will give you dialogue about what's going on. And then you've got the trials there that came back in Cold War, Ancient Evil, better than 9, better than Gorod Krovi. It might be my favorite map of all time right now. Again, this changes. This top row changes. As you can see, I used to put Eisendrache way up here. I was like, yeah, it's just easily the best. But now I'm fluctuating a little bit here. Now my interests are a little bit different. What I think about these maps are a little bit different. Ancient Evil right now, after doing the main quest, after playing it for so long, I love the underworld. I love the atmosphere. The setting, it just blows out any of these maps in terms of setting out of the water. Right now, biasedly, it's my favorite map right now. I think I can't think of anything else coming up that beats Ancient Evil. Ancient Evil is up there. It's so up there. From the highest of highs to one of the lowest of lows, Alpha Omega here is really tough. And here's why it's also tough here, because Alpha Omega, I think, is an average / not good map. But the criteria in my brain is, would I rather play Alpha Omega or this map or that map or that map? And personally, Alpha Omega having those 4 wonder weapons and some side quests and a decent main quest that has some meat to it and a really fun boss fight, that by itself, just having the content with how I'm ranking this kind of actually breaks this ranking system. A lot of people will judge this quality over quantity, which is completely fair. And if that's the case, if I'm going with quality, I'm putting it around here, around Shang, around Nuketown, Rise, all this stuff. And in fact, it might live around here on Rise, to be honest with you. But biasedly, I would prefer to play Alpha Omega than most of these maps just because of how much content it has. Definitely a flaw with my ranking system. I apologize if that messes you up a little bit. It can't be a great map. I don't think it's a great map. I think it's a good map. When I'm playing Alpha Omega, I'm having a lot more fun playing Alpha Omega than when I think about playing Alpha Omega, if that makes any sense. You got the fun mannequin Easter eggs. Okay, it's above Call the Dead. Is it above Reise and Ascension? I'm gonna put it here. That feels so strange. I really don't like Alpha Omega, but it's got more stuff to do, and I think I would rather play it than these guys. I think I'm putting quantity over quality for some reason. That's just how I do. I don't think I like this ranking anymore. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Nacht Der Toten. I think it's better than Alpha Omega, but I don't think you're getting much out of me there. I know a lot of people think this is a great map and whatever, and the ending I think is great. I love how symbolic it is for the end of zombies, how we all have to die eventually, and the last boss is not a boss, it's actually all the zombies. I think it's beautiful. But I just don't feel like it does anything super special. Like, I like the Samantha box. I do, I guess, kind of like the upgraded map. A lot of people think this map is one of the better looking maps. I never got it. I think it's the pink and the orange. It's just not my favorite colors. It feels snowy but warm and just kind of, I don't know. It's one of the weirdest. Alpha Omega and Nacht Der Toten are like some of the weirdest zombie maps to me in the entire Zombies franchise here. I'm gonna put it there. I don't think it's a bad map. I definitely like it more than Alpha Omega, but it just feels weird going above like the Giant and Reise and Ascension and Call the Dead with these really, even though these maps are smaller in quantity, I feel like they're higher in quality, or at least tightness of game design and focus of atmosphere and that stuff, whereas Nacht Der Toten and Alpha Omega are like the 2 Black Ops 4 maps that feel like kind of all over the place. Reused bosses, reused wonder weapons, weird yellow snow, and weird different side things. The Matryoshka dolls come back here, which is pretty fun, but I mean, who knew that? That's where it's going. Now, this is where I am very interested because it's been a while since I've done this. So I'm wondering where Cold War Zombies maps actually go in my final ranking here, because I think they're all at least good, but how much do they stack up? Would I rather play? I think I'd rather play Die Maschine over Nacht Der Toten. I definitely think it's at least here. I think most of the Cold War maps are going to be here. I think I would actually prefer to play it over Moon. I think I would. It has a main quest. All the high rounds are easy on all of these things. That's what kind of breaks this a little bit for me. This ranking for me, or this criteria that I'm using, is a little flawed here. I think around here's where they're all going to live. And honestly, at the end of this, I might actually cut off some of these and move them down to the good category here. Firebase Z, this is going to be a controversial pick here. I think it's better than Die Maschine. Is that true? Do I like it? That might not be true. I don't know. Mimics and Manglers are pretty annoying. I very much prefer the Megaton in Die Maschine. I prefer the main quest here in Firebase Z. As weird as that sounds, I do not have trouble with the Mimic stuff. I think it's perfectly fine. I love the dartboard stuff. I like just a lot of things about the main quest here in Firebase Z, actually. I love the Orda. The Orda is so good, and I think the atmosphere is better. I know it's weird, but it has that Vietnam orange, hot, fiery atmosphere that I just really like. I love the defense waves, man. I love the defense waves. I think that's so cool. Again, though, I don't think I would put it over Revelations, though. Nacht Der Toten, I would definitely put above Revelations. I think we're now more looking into this category here. I think a lot of people might put Mauer in one of their favorites, but honestly, I think it's gonna go here. I think it's gonna go above Classified. Actually, that feels really good, above Classified. I don't think it's better than Zetsubou, though. I know it's at night and people take that as like atmospheric, but it's just night. It doesn't have a lot of atmospheric things like Origins. It's not really thematic. So I think that's a pretty decent spot right here. Dang, this is tough. And Forsaken actually goes back all the way back down to where Firebase Z and Maschine are. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I honestly think Forsaken might be the weakest map in Cold War. It just like, I love the side quests. I love the arcade stuff in there. I love the sharpshooter side quests on there. I think those are brilliant. I love the Chrysalax, but the setting, the environment, it just feels so bland and boring. I do like the boss fight. It might be better than Maschine. I don't know. This is tough. These three, to me, because they're all in the Cold War systems and there's not a lot of map uniqueness between these maps, it makes it very difficult to rank them against themselves, because obviously I put them about where I think in the grand scheme of things, but between themselves, you know, Forsaken has a lot of boss zombies. Forsaken doesn't have a great atmosphere, but then again, neither does like Maschine, you know? Forsaken has a better boss fight than Maschine, has a better wonder weapon than Maschine, but Maschine has a better balance and it's a little bit tighter and it feels like it's actually, it's tough. It's tough. These three, I really feel like kind of can just be mixed around here and I'd be happy with whatever I came up with. I'm gonna put Forsaken down below here. I'm gonna do this. Some days it feels like Maschine is definitely the best, or one of the best, you know, Mauer, Maschine, Firebase Z, Forsaken, which honestly, I might actually do that. That actually kind of feels a little bit better. Somewhere around there, I don't know, these two kind of be interchangeable for me, but that's where I'll put Cold War. Very, very interesting. Der Anfang, this is really easy. It's worse than Tranzit. Now, Terra Maledicta, this is only difficult because is it worse than Der Anfang or not? I think Der Anfang's overall maps are better. You've got Shi No Numa in there, you've got the dark red star map in there that's really moody, you've got the windmill map, I feel like that's really beautiful. But then again, Terra Maledicta has the shield wonder weapon, and it's got one of the most beautiful dark ethers we've ever seen, and I hope it makes a return. If you don't know these two maps, they're from Vanguard. They're not technically round-based maps, but man oh man, even fully realized, it's an objective-based mode where once you complete an objective, you go to the next round. And I just, even in its best form, I can't see this competing with anything in terms of round-based zombies. It's just so far down. It's just not good. It's just not good. Shi No Numa Reborn is good, however. I think it's better than the original Shi No Numa simply because it has a pack-a-punch in a main quest. However, is that enough? Is it a good map or is it an average map? Would I rather play it than Nacht Der Untoten or Kino Der Toten and Nuketown? I think part of me would. Again, the Vanguard mechanics are so weird. You've got the Altar of Covenants, you've got the perk system, you've got these really wide open training spots in the dig site. Not gonna lie, I thought that would be higher, but looking at this, I mean, it might be kind of like an Alpha Omega where it's kind of just getting a little bit more from me just because it has a main quest, but there's not a lot of side quests on it either, man. Like, I just gotta bring it, it's somewhere in this range down here. Is it better than Die Rise? It might be better than Die Rise. Is it better than Call of the Dead? That's where it's tough. Call of the Dead's a little plain. Shi No Numa's got a little bit more stuff. You can camo grind. Like I said, the camo grind's a little bit different. There's a reason to play the map. I'm gonna keep it there. I don't know, I might even move it over here. I'm not sure, but that's about the range where it needs to be. But would we call that a good map? Yeah. The Shi No Numa Reborn's a good map. It's a good map. The Archon. Oh my goodness, the Archon. I'm not going to put it in not good because I don't think it's not good. I just don't think it's all that great. The boss fight takes place in that brilliant dark ether that Terra Maledicta introduced us to, but outside of that, the main quest is decent, but it has, the map layout is just Terra Maledicta, and that's just a multiplayer map, and it doesn't really feel like the map was made with zombies in mind. So it's really tough. Honestly, I thought this would rank higher, but no, I think this might be the bottom of the most average map. It's like here or here. I'd rather play it than Verruckt because Verruckt is just simple, but then again, so is Nacht Der Untoten, so do I move it up here? But I almost would rather play Nacht Der Untoten over the Archon because the Archon is just such, I mean, it's green, so it's hard to look at too. It's not really a good looker there, but yeah, it's somewhere around here. I'm gonna put it in the not good category. Man, that's so sad. I thought Archon would be better. No, I feel comfortable with that. And now we have our final two. That was all the round-based stuff. Don't worry, we'll give it a look over and we can adjust from here if you're still worried about your rankings. Where would I put Outbreak and Modern Warfare Zombies? So Outbreak, really difficult to put on here. I think it's really hard, and I don't think it's fair at all to compare Outbreak or even Modern Warfare Zombies to round-based here. So I'm gonna go off of purely my enjoyment and how much excitement that I get from playing this mode. Outbreak really, to me, gets so repetitive and so boring. It's kind of down here somewhere. I think I'd rather do it than Nuketown, but then like I feel like I'm so surprised how high Die Rise is. I feel like I'd rather play Outbreak than, I don't know. Man, I don't know. It's just I'd rather play round-based. I'd rather play Kino Der Toten than Outbreak. Like if I was on an island, it's like Kino or Outbreak, I'd pick Kino. Would I pick Shangri-La though? I don't know. Shangri-La might be not enough there. I think we'll put it here. I think we'll put it under Kino. I don't know. It could be somewhere in here. These are all just kind of like, all right, if I have to play it, I'll play it kind of maps. And now Modern Warfare Zombies. Oh boy, how much of a shill am I? How much of a fake YouTuber I am? I've been covering Modern Warfare Zombies this whole year. Donuts, don't you just love it? Isn't it one of the best things ever? Isn't it better than all the round-based maps? No, it's not. I definitely like it more than Outbreak, a lot more than Outbreak. I definitely like it more than these maps, definitely for sure. Do I like it more than Call of the Dead? Again, I just want to preface this. It's impossible to compare the two. They're two completely different games. Do you like Madden NFL or do you like Batman Arkham Knight? They're two completely different games versus Mario. Like, this criteria is all just thrown out the window here. This is just for fun. I don't think I could put it in great. However, I do feel like it should be up here somewhere. I feel like it might be the top of good. It's got a lot of content. All the different dark ethers, the schematics that you grind for, the camo grind, the story missions, it's got a lot of things to do. Would I rather play Modern Warfare Zombies or Cold War Zombies? I'd rather play Cold War Zombies. Dang it, I'd rather play Cold War Zombies. If we were getting another Treyarch game and they said, hey, we're getting this over that, yeah, I'd rather play Cold War. I'd rather play Cold War than get another Modern Warfare Zombies. But is that just because it's round-based though? Oh my goodness. I think this is where it's gonna sit here. I think it's a good mode. I don't think it's great. I think it has the potential to be great. I think it's great in its own way, but in terms of the ranking here, I don't think we're approaching on like Moon category here. I don't think we're approaching on the depth, I want to say, of these maps. It's weird to say depth with Cold War maps in there, but I think either the last one of great, this might be it. It's just barely in the great category because of the fundamental gameplay progression. I love scavenging things, exfilling with them, going in stronger again. The formula worked really well. It's either here in the top of the good or here in the bottom of the great. No, they didn't support it. If they supported it a little bit better, I mean, they did support it. They got the dark ethers and all this stuff, but if it got better support, if it got the support that it deserved, it would be a great mode. Right now, it's just good. It's just in there. It's definitely way better than Outbreak, but it's gonna live there right now. And if you're wondering about this Moon thing, it's just because they accidentally duplicated Moon and I don't know how to take it off, so sorry. So now let's take a look at this one final time. Let's see if there's anything obvious that I want to switch around. I'm sure you people are just roasting me right now. I think I'm actually overcompensating Mob of the Dead here. Like I said, honestly, I really should put it in haven't played because I really do not have that much game time in it, but I feel like the only reason I'm putting it above Zetsubou is because I don't want to get roasted. I'm gonna move it down there. Dang it, that sucks though. Dang it, Donuts. Why do you have such L takes? Mob of the Dead is great though. It's such a great, every time I play it, I completely understand why everybody loves the map. It's so close. If it was in Black Ops 3, I'm so biased because of the ammo mods and the high round strategies and all that stuff. I'm so biased. Like Zetsubou is one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites. And I'm positive if I played Mob of the Dead, it would definitely be up here in one of my favorites too, but I just haven't, but I know it's great. This is such a dilemma. We're changing it. We're moving it to there. Genuinely, I think I'm gonna move Classified down here, maybe. Think about it, Donuts. I think I'm gonna move Blood of the Dead above Classified. I feel like that's fair. And honestly, I might move Classified down below Voyage. Like I said, I played Voyage recently. It's pretty cinematic. And it's got a main quest. I'm doing it. And honestly, dang it, Classified isn't aging super well because I like Revelations more. I like the atmosphere. I like going into the Apothecon and shooting down the Pack-a-Punch and training in its stomach. I like that atmosphere a lot more. But then again, Classified doesn't have like a traditional main quest, so like maybe this belongs down here. You know what? It might belong down there. It might. But then I feel like I'm giving too much credit to all of the Cold War maps. But no, they're solid maps. They're good maps. So is Classified. They're good. I think that's where Classified's gonna land. There's just not a lot of new. That's what I was mainly thinking about. There's not a lot of new stuff on Classified. I mean, you got the Winter's Howl, but that's really about it. There's just Hellhounds. Like, yes, it plays very well, but so do these maps. These maps play very well, and they introduce new bosses, and they introduce boss fights and Easter eggs, yeah, I feel good about that. In fact, I'm gonna put Moon above it too. Dang it, man. Dang it, no, I'm gonna move it down to good, isn't it? I'm gonna move it down to good. That feels better. That, I feel like that is a little bit more true. Yep, man, Die Rise is so high. It's so high. It's so much higher than I thought it would be. I definitely would prefer Tranzit over these two things for sure. Anfang, Terra Maledicta, definitely would prefer Tranzit. Would I prefer Tranzit over the Archon though? The Archon's easier though. The Archon has a main quest. It has that beautiful dark ether in it. The thing is, Tranzit has actively negative things about the map, whereas the Archon just doesn't have a lot of positive things about it. And Verruckt is just kind of in the middle. Yep, I think it looks weird having the Archon above Tranzit and Verruckt, but I feel like that's just how I feel. So now let's think about my top 5 maps. We got Ancient Evil, Shadows of Evil, Gorod Krovi, 9, and Dead of the Night. Honestly, not a bad pick, but for a top 5, not having Der Eisendrache in there is really concerning. Scanning my brain, does that make sense to me though? Would I stand on that hill? Would I die on that hill? Yeah, I think I would. In fact, I might like Shadows of Evil less than Gorod Krovi now. No. After giving it 2 seconds of thought, I still prefer Shadows of Evil. Let's think about my top 10 now. Maybe that'll help. Ancient Evil, Shadows of Evil, Gorod Krovi, 9, Dead of the Night, Der Eisendrache, Zetsubou, Mob of the Dead, Origins, and Mauer. I feel like I'm ranking Mob of the Dead and Origins higher just because of the community reception. But then again, I don't feel like Blood of the Dead and Voyage of Despair are like top 10, you know? Here's the thing. I might play and I might enjoy Nacht Der Untoten more than Origins, but looking at this in terms of pen and paper and like I said, stranded deserted island, I'd rather play Origins over Mauer. No, I don't know if that's true though. I don't know if that's true, if that's just me saying that to say that. See, because Origins is just not that casual friendly. Like it's just, maybe it's because I'm bad. It's probably because I'm bad that I just don't play a lot of Origins. It takes a lot of mental power to play Origins, where something with Blood of the Dead or Voyage of Despair, you could kind of just jump into and be okay. But Blood of the Dead is not a top 10 zombie map. We're moving Origins back up here. You know, they're all great maps and I feel comfortable. No, Origins is solid. I'm comfortable with that being there. Oh, maybe right there. Yeah, I feel good with it. I am shocked Der Eisendrache is that low. I'm so shocked. I'm surprised Origins is that high. I'm surprised the Archon is that high. Man, this is interesting. This is so interesting. I think this is it. I think this is final, you know, make it a thumbnail, may you roast me in the comments. I think this is the final ranking that I have of round-based maps with Outbreak and Modern Warfare Zombies in here. Now, before you roast me, before you say, Donuts, you're ridiculous, I want you to really look at these categories right here. There are, in my opinion, 3 not good round-based zombie maps in the entirety of Treyarch's category here. And then I think there are only 3 average maps, not bad, but just average maps. So there's like 6 average or below average maps versus 29 good, great, or my favorite maps of all time, and then 31 if you count Outbreak and or Modern Warfare Zombies. So a huge majority, like 80% of the maps in Zombies in the entire Zombies history are good and great. So even if you're outraged about where I put this map or that map or whatever, I probably think it's a good or great map. And what makes me personally excited is that when we look at the Cold War maps, Nacht Der Toten, Die Maschine, Firebase Z, Forsaken up here, with Black Ops 6 coming out in mere weeks, it sounds like the mechanics of Black Ops 6 are far better than the ones in Cold War, and at least in terms of Terminus and what they say in the future DLC maps, they're gonna have even more atmosphere and depth and storytelling, to where it sounds like, if that's all true and we take them for their word, it sounds like most of the maps, except for maybe Liberty Falls, are going to be even better than the maps from Cold War. So we could see more great maps for Black Ops 6. We could see a map better than Nacht Der Untoten, so we could have even more maps over here. We could have even more maps over here in this great, good category. This is an exciting time to be a Zombies fan. I'm gonna put this tier list in the description so you can do this exact same thing and actually share it in my Discord, which is also gonna be in the description. But this is not the first time I have done this. This is actually pretty different to what I had the last time I made this video. If you want to see the decisions I made, what was it, like 2-3 years ago now? Be sure to check out this video and stay beautiful.